Struggling with high taxes, visa headaches, and then lack of funding opportunities? If you're thinking about moving your startup abroad, then this video might just be for you. In this video, I'll break down the 5 destinations for founders with low taxes, easy visas, and then insane funding opportunities. At the end, I'll reveal the country that is becoming a startup paradise nowadays. So make sure you watch until the end. Number 5 on our list is the United Kingdom. If you're an entrepreneur looking for a global startup launchpad, the UK is still one of the best places to build a startup. But is it the right place for you? Let's dive in. First of all, the UK is ranked as one of the top, or maybe the second most attractive country for investment in 2025. That means more capital, more opportunities, and more chances to scale fast. If you're a founder with high growth startup, then the Innovator Founder Visa makes it easy for you to set up shop in the UK, to raise capital and get access to the UK market red tape free. Okay, let's be honest. London has one of the strongest venture capital landscapes in the world. It has the deep pocket investors plus the government backed funding, which supports early stage entrepreneurs. And let's not forget, they have the amazing accelerators there the Barclays accelerators, London and Partners, the Seed Camp. They're all launching grounds for one of the best or some of the best startups on the planet. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing, mate. London is expensive. Rent, salaries, office space, they're all going to eat into your budget. So if you're bootstrapping, this probably might not be the best idea for you. And then there's also the Brexit trade complexity. So while the UK might still be a global hub, navigating the international expansion and partnerships may be not as seamless as before. Number 4, the United States of America. If you're a startup founder dreaming of building your next big thing, the US is probably the right way to go because, it's a good reason. It's still the world's largest startup playground. But let's dive in whether this is the right strategy for you. Okay, when it comes to venture capital, there is no one better than the United States. The US dominates the tech startup funding with billions flowing into high growth businesses every single year. And then also, let's not forget that some of the best accelerators in the world are in the United States, like the Y Combinator, Techstars, are 500 startups. So every single startup that is starting out internationally, they aim to apply to one of these accelerators. And you don't just get the funding, you also get the elite mentorship and the network. And while immigration can be tricky, there are a lot of options. So we have the L1, O2, and E2 visas that offer alternative pathways for international entrepreneurs looking to establish in the US. And by the by, we are going to have a session on startup law soon. So subscribe and stay tuned for this session. Well, it's not going to be a session, it's going to be an episode on that. So, but let's be real. The US has also some of the strictest immigration policies and programs. Like, for instance, the H-1B and the international entrepreneurial rule have kind of been unpredictable, and we really don't know what to expect with the change in the administration of the US. So the competition, it's fierce. If you're not in the top 5 of your industry, it can really be tough to scale. And you're up against some of the smartest and most well-funded entrepreneurs globally. So what are the industries that thrive in the US? Well, it's the tech, the SaaS, and e-commerce. Number 3, Singapore. If you're looking for a startup-friendly country with low taxes, easy business setup, and a gateway to Asia, then Singapore might just be the deal for you. First of all, Singapore is ranked as number 1 in ease of doing business. So starting a startup, running a startup in Singapore is seamless, and you will not find it anywhere else in the world. The corporate tax rate is just 17% for startups and even lower thanks to some of the tax incentives and government grants. So you'll have access to that. It's also the ultimate gateway to Asia. So giving you access to major markets like China, India, and all from a business-friendly base. All right, what are some of the support that you can get as an entrepreneur in Singapore? So Startup SG, Enterprise Singapore, they all offer grants, incubators, and incentives designed to really help early stage entrepreneurs on their journey. But of course, just like in any other country, there are always challenges that you need to consider. Let's talk about them. Singapore is freaking expensive, especially if you're an expat living in the central areas. Rent, salaries is going to be a big factor for you. And while it's a great business hub, it also has a very small market. So if you are planning to set up base in Singapore, you need to scale internationally super fast. So who should consider Singapore? If you're an AI, fintech, blockchain, or deep tech, this is one of the best places to raise capital and scale globally. All right, number 2 on our list is Estonia. What if you could start a business in Europe without even stepping a foot there? Estonia makes that possible, and it's quickly becoming a top destination for digital nomad entrepreneurs. But is this the right place for you? Let's check it out. First and foremost, Estonia is famous for its e-residency program, which lets you start and run Estonian company 100% online from anywhere in the world. So you don't need to relocate, no need for complicated paperwork. The tax system is also another huge win. There is 0% tax on reinvested profits. So as long as you're reinvesting back into your business, you really don't have to pay taxes. But when you start withdrawing the dividends, that's when it gets a bit tricky. Estonia is also one of the most digitally advanced countries in the world. So everything from banking to government services is online. And of course, it's the leader in blockchain-based governance. So if you want to move there, the startup visa makes it easy for non-EU founders to establish and grow their companies in Estonia. So what are the challenges you need to consider? Let's be real. It's not a massive market. It's actually teeny tiny. So Estonia has a small population. If you want to build a high growth startup in Estonia, you'll need to scale internationally super fast. And finally, the weather. The winters are really cold there, long, dark, and cold. So if you're thinking about relocating, probably not a good idea if you don't like the winters, the cold, dark winters. But the e-residency program helps you evade that. So, pros and cons. Before I reveal the number 1 country or destination on my list, I implore you to subscribe to this channel and keep up with the next episodes, because I'll be doing deep dives into some of the countries that I've discussed, where I'll invite entrepreneurs, policymakers, other representatives of startup ecosystems so you can get a better idea of the country and its potential if you plan and decide to move there. So stay tuned. All right, drum rolls. Country number 1, and it's the UAE. It's Dubai. Imagine running your business in a place 0% tax, full ownership, and gateway to 3 continents. Sounds too good to be true, right? No, it's not. Well, come to Dubai, Habibi. All right, first, the biggest draw is 0% personal and corporate tax for most businesses in Dubai. That means more profit stays in your pocket, giving you financial edge over the startups in high tax countries. Unlike many countries where foreign entrepreneurs need a local sponsor, the UAE gives you 100% foreign ownership, which means no middlemen and no bureaucracy. And location-wise, you are in a strategic hub and you have direct access to Europe, Asia, and Africa. And if your business relies on international trade or scaling fast, this is a massive advantage for you. Entrepreneurs also have great visa options. You have the Golden Visa and Startup Visa that allow you long-term residency, meaning you really don't have to worry about renewals of your visa. That's a really good benefit for foreigners. And for startup support, the UAE has some of the best accelerators in the world, like the Dubai Future Accelerator, the DIFC FinTech Hive, plus free zones that make setting up businesses incredibly easy. Now, I know you're ready to pack your bags and travel to Dubai to try some of that delicious Dubai chocolate. You need to consider one thing. Business culture in Dubai is completely different from any Western norms. So understanding local customs is going to be key to your networking success and just generally your business success. Who is Dubai perfect for? That be fintech, logistics, e-commerce, or AI. For all of them, UAE offers a tax-free, business-friendly environment with incredible global access. There you go. These were the 5 destinations most favorable for international startup founders. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a deeper dive on some of those countries, and I have some in mind already. But I would like to ask you to comment in the comment section, obviously, which of the countries you would prefer me to do a deeper dive on, and I will absolutely consider it. Until then.